What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Raid the Shadow Legends video. In this video we are back to talk about Michelangelo and all the mistakes people are making about him. And which characters you should pair up with Michelangelo in case you want to make his damage level explode. Absolutely crazy. We are going to double or triple up his damage output just by switching around which characters you want to pair up on his team, and also understanding which type of gear you should apply on him, as he's not your typical damage dealer. So we're gonna break down all the information that you need to know in order for you to do the most damage and get the most value out of your Michelangelo. So as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure to share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Raid Shadow Legends content, and make sure to smash that like button like a boss. Who's also a boss is my QR code. If you guys know anyone that wants to join us in Raid, if you like turn-based RPGs, tell about the Raid to your friends and family. The Raid, I think this game is amazing and it should have way more players. So there you go, scan the QR code on the screen, get Karato Foxhunter, legendary champion right away. Day 1 login, super powerful, helping out right away when you start the game. Then at level 10, which you can also get day 1, you're gonna get the support character Uugo. Amazing support, decreases the enemy's defense, applies block buffs to them, revives your entire team. After that, at level 20, which you can also get within your first day, Mausoleum Mage increases your crit chance, increases your defense, removes negative effects, and heals up your entire team. After that, you can use one of these promo codes right now on the screen. MONKEYKING for Song Wukong, Desert Queen for Duarktik, Demon Slayer for Tholin, and GETALICE for Alice. Finally, we have a champion chase event, not a Lemonese one. We have actually the Michelangelo one. So if you want one of your friends to join us in Raid, share this QR code that you see right now on the screen with them, and they're gonna get all this stuff for free. And after 7 days logging in, you're also going to obtain Michelangelo. So it's an amazing time to start Raid. And Michelangelo is probably one of the best free legendary characters that we ever got in a Raid. So make sure your friends and family don't lose this opportunity to start their journey in the Raid Shadow Legends. Let's get started. Let's talk about Michelangelo. So Michelangelo is not your typical damage dealer because his abilities are mostly single target. And because of that, well, the damage output is going to be limited, especially depending on the game mode. If you are facing specific game modes where you have multiple targets, where it is in dungeons, whether it is against Hydra, well, then your damage is going to be very crippled. First off, because his A2 attacks twice, and that's it, buffs himself with attack, but it's only after you deal the damage. So your next attack will be the one with increased attack, not your first attack. So right away you are losing damage output there. Then the second ability, it attacks one time one enemy, and that's it, and then it spreads debuffs. So you are not going to deal a lot of damage, right? That's not going to be like a ton of damage either way. And finally we have the ultimate, one ability that attacks everyone, but it has a cooldown of 4 when you book it, so you are not going to use it that often. And yeah, sure, we are attacking all enemies, but we are not getting any increased bonus in terms of attack, or you're not stacking your attack, and so on. So comparing Michelangelo, for example, with Tholin or with Cheshire Cat, or yeah, I guess with those characters, you are not going to get as much damage because the damage of Michelangelo is not scaling. You are doing mostly single target damage, and because of that, you need to change on how you do damage with Michelangelo. So in this video, like I said, we are going to talk about types of gear that you should be using on him and the types of characters you should pair up with Michelangelo in case you want to increase your damage output in dungeons and in Hydra. Let's take a look at an example of what I'm talking about. I put my best Slayer gear on Michelangelo. It's not a full 9-piece set, of course, but Slayer either way is not good for Michelangelo because he only has one AoE ability. It will be much better for him to use a Merciless set, but still Merciless is not the best set for Michelangelo because once again he does not do a lot of damage, and the abilities he does, or the abilities he has that do damage, they don't happen that often, and they don't smack many targets. So keep that in mind. Even if you put him on a perfect Merciless set, he's going to do damage similar to like Alice, rather than a character like Tholin Foulbeard, if you are comparing like 3 legendaries. Let's take a look at Michelangelo in action to see what we are talking about. Once again, we are using 7-piece Slayer set, which is pretty decent. We could also use some ignore defense, but we already have 60% ignore defense with Uugo, that's fine. And now we are going to smack with Michelangelo. So, I mean, he does damage, right? He does damage, but it's not that impressive, right? Tholin with this gear would absolutely crack the face of all these enemies. So we are going to compare the damage of Michelangelo with Giath, and most people would say that Giath is not a damage dealing character, which they are wrong. But yeah, that's what we are going to compare with Michelangelo. So we are smacking. Giath is going to do only 1 clap. Should we do more claps? I just don't want to embarrass Michelangelo too much. But yeah, okay, maybe we'll do more than 1 clap with Giath just to see the difference. And why it's so important to adjust our expectations. And not only that, adjust our expectations and which characters you pair up with Michelangelo, and in case you want to increase his damage output, right? We have Giath with protection set, we have Frey with protection set, so Michelangelo is getting 25% additional damage that Giath, on the other hand, is only getting 15%, right? So even in that regard, Michelangelo has an advantage. Okay, I'm just going to do the basic here with Giath. It's not even like we are going to smack way too much with her, because yeah, we will see pretty fast that the damage is already compromised in regards to this. Okay, so here we go. We are just gonna clap. We are really trying to clap with that Michelangelo, and but it's just not good enough. Once again, he's a great character. He's probably one of the best free legendaries we ever got in raid. But damage output is just not what he does. Okay, so there we go. We beat the first wave. We're gonna end this now, and we're gonna take a look at the damage output of Michelangelo. So he did 500,000, and Giath, and we only used their clap 1 time, 600,000, right? So with Michelangelo, we're trying to do as much damage as possible. With Giath, we were trying to do just the minimum possible. And we already have a massive difference, 25% in terms of damage output. Let's switch the team. Let's take a look at the team that makes more sense for Michelangelo and the type of character that he is. So the character that you want to pair up with Michelangelo, there are 2 amazing characters. One of them is the Fat Man, and the reason why it's because, well, he's going to do this attack, and when you do this attack, Michelangelo is going to buff himself with attack, and then we do this, the ultimate. Well, we have already attack up on you, and you are going to do much more damage. On top of that, you are also going to be able to spread HP burn and poisons with a Fat Man, and that's going to increase massively, like 2 times, 3 times more damage with Michelangelo by spreading these HP burn and poisons on him. We're gonna take a look on this on Hydra and see the difference, absolutely massive. But in this case, we have the Fat Man, and the second best friend for Michelangelo is Geomancer, yes. Because Geomancer is going to apply that HP burn, is going to apply the weakness as well. So that means Michelangelo is going to spread weakness, HP burn, defense down, and everyone else is going to take much more damage. This will also trigger the passive of Geomancer on the first target, but not on the other target. So keep that in mind. If you want Geomancer to do his traditional thing, you have to switch every now and then the target of the HP burn. So there you go. These are the best friends for Michelangelo, and this is going to make a massive difference in terms of damage output. We are going to use Geomancer now, and after we're going to use the Fat Man against Hydra. Here we go. Let's take a look at the damage output now. You'll see that the enemies will die much faster. It's going to be pretty much insane, the difference. We are going to get that speed out going. With Michelangelo now, we're going to smack with his ultimate. Once again, you should start with a basic, or you should have an ally that forces him to assist. So after they can do the basic without any compromise, right? Okay, so we are going to turn rewind that girl over there. We're going to apply that shield. And now with Michelangelo, we're going to spread everything. Everyone has HP burn. So the HP burn on the stunned target is for Geomancer. Everyone else is the HP burn of Michelangelo. So this is awesome. This also works with the poisons. So you could even apply that blessing that increases the damage based on attack of the poisons, which I don't know, the arachnid something. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that increases the damage of the poison based on your attack. That blessing would be amazing for Michelangelo if you have someone to apply the poison for him, right? That's why the fat man is so good with Michelangelo, because, well, he's applying the poisons and then Michelangelo is doing like ridiculous amount of damage with the setup. Okay, so if you want to max out the damage on Michelangelo, the best thing you can give him in terms of gear is the cursed set with pinpoint 5 piece or merciless. This is going to allow you to increase your attack, and with you increasing your attack, you are going to also increase your damage output. Of course, you're also going to increase his barrier, but once again, if you have that specific relic that increases your damage based on your attack, this is going to be massive, absolutely massive for Michelangelo, so keep that in mind. Pinpoint is also a nice additional option, not only because you are getting additional accuracy, which you need, you're also going to get a lot more speed, which is nice for Michelangelo, gives him a high versatility when it comes to spreading the negative effects around and also getting your cooldowns much faster. Plus, you have that situation that if you need to buff yourself, you want to go as fast as possible, so you can do that basic and then do the ultimate, so you can do the increased attack, big damage with the A3. If you don't know which relic I was talking about, this is the one, Arachna Elixir. The wearer's poisons debuffs deal damage equal to 50% of the wearer's attack. This will increase your base attack and will increase also HP and accuracy. So once again, this is perfect for Michelangelo on a setup where there is someone applying poisons, like for example Fat Man, and he's able to spread all those poisons around, plus the HP burn. Here we go, let's take a look at Michelangelo in action. Now with his proper gear, you want to have a cursed set plus merciless or pinpoint. You preferably want that relic Arachna Elixir, so you can spread the negative effects around, especially the poisons. And you want someone like Fat Man that not only forces Michelangelo to attack and give himself offense up right away, but also that applies poisons and HP burn. So this would be the preferable setup for Michelangelo for you to run. Let's get started. Let's take a look at how much damage we can do and compare it to Giath. Once again, Giath, in my opinion, is very underrated. But yeah, that's my opinion. Some people disagree. I strongly disagree with them. Okay, here we go. So we have the block buffs. We have all those things. We are going to attack now. And you'll see that Michelangelo already gave himself offense up, right? So this means that he's going to smack much harder, obviously. And this is why he's much better on this specific setup rather than other setups. Okay, we have offense down, we have all those things on everyone. Now we are going to buff ourselves with speed up. Okay, and now we are going to apply provoke to this guy, which got resisted, and we are screwed. Take 2 on the provoke. Let's see if we can apply provoke to this guy this time. Okay, here we go. We have that block buffs. We have Fat Man with the attack up on Michelangelo. You could also do the poisons and spread the poisons first. It's whichever way you prefer. And now we are going to smack offense down and leech to increase our survivability. And now we are going to apply the provoke. Okay, there we go. We got the provoke. Now we are going to do this. Give us speed up with Donatello. Donatello, you can use him as a protector set. You can use him with a bunch of other sets as well. Let's use this ability once again if you can. We can't because we have fear. And now we're going to apply the HP burns. And now we're going to spread it, because that's how it works. And we have the provoke once again. We are going to do it. Awesome. We got the provoke. And we are going to reset all the cooldowns. And now we're going to spread everything. So defense down, HP burn, poisons on everyone. And once again, if you have the Arachna Elixir, this is going to be massive damage output for Michelangelo. He's pretty much going to be our top damage dealer if you have this specific setup that I'm mentioning. If you have something else, I don't know, like you can go watch other content creators, the famous ones, and you'll see that the damage of their Michelangelo is very, very mediocre, and exactly because of that, because you need a specific setup for Michelangelo in case you want to make him the best damage dealer on your team. One big problem that you can have is having way too many negative effects, and this is something that you just have to pay attention to and play around with it, right? You want to play around with it to don't compromise what you're doing. Okay, so far so good. We are really smacking these guys. We also have an amazing team with this new legendary, mythical legendary that... mythical, no, it's not mythical, it's Void. My first Void legendary, absolutely insane. I got very lucky with that one. And yeah, I think this setup is pretty solid. This might be one of my best teams, probably my second team. Might adjust this a little bit. And yeah, so again, if you want to do a traditional gear, if you want to do a traditional setup for Michelangelo, I think it's going to be very lackluster. Once again, if you are comparing your damage to Alice, it's not very good. Alice is not a good damage dealer. If you want to compare your damage to Tholin, Michelangelo is nowhere near Tholin level, and because of that, like, it's gonna feel very lackluster. Okay, let's give this barrier once again, and you can see that this team is absolutely very solid. One problem you might have is what we're going to do right now is if you don't have the type advantage, you might not be able to spread the negative effects, so keep that in mind. Now, I did this because I know I can get the cooldowns very fast as well, thanks to this Void legendary and also Donatello, but be careful. If you are really trying to play properly, what I just did is not something you should do. Okay, once again, we are smacking really hard. You also have to pay attention to the assists of Michelangelo and Donatello. You also want to make sure that you are attacking someone that you have type advantage or type neutrality. Giath on this setup also does more damage because we reset the cooldown so often that you can just spam the special ability rather than the ultimate and then special. And we are absolutely destroying these guys. As you guys can see, absolutely destroyed. We lost the negative effects. I think I forgot to do the provoke, but that's fine. We're going to do it now. We are going to reset the cooldowns. Maybe? Do we need? No, let's just get speed bar to go before that either head that is about to mess us up. We blow up our first either head. We are at 4 million in 4 minutes. Pretty solid. We got our first decapitation, so this is going to get much better now, and that's pretty much it. Okay, HP burn once again. Let's get our defense going. We are going to reset the cooldowns once again. Let's protect our allies. And now we need that guy to clear the positive effects away. Okay, there you go. Perfect. And now we're going to spread that HP bar and defense down to everyone once again. And really, really smack. Okay, so yeah, this is how you want to run your Michelangelo. If you really want to do the most out of this character, which is, once again, one of the best legendary characters that we got recently, at least since I started playing Raid, then you really have to play with this specific setup. Once again, Cursed plus Merciless, Cursed plus Pinpoint, and really focus on spreading negative effects and specifically poisons and HP burn, especially if you have that relic that increases your damage based on your poisons. I killed her on purpose. I knew she was going to die because of the reflex damage, but I just wanted to clap with her. And once again, Giath on this specific setup, she's much stronger than usual because of because we can reset the cooldown so often. Okay, here we go. We're gonna clap with Michelangelo just a little bit longer, and then we're gonna head out. But yeah, I think this is the gist of it. I think it shows pretty well how massive the difference is. We got 9 million damage, so we pretty much were doubling up 2 million damage per minute on average. So there we go. Let's see under this. Let's see the comparison of damage. So we have 3.4 million damage on Michelangelo, and we have 2.2 on Giath. Once again, we are on a situation where Giath has an advantage because our cooldowns reset so often, while Michelangelo, we are doing the most out of these abilities, and that's the best way for you to play with this guy. So there you go, guys. That's how you want to build up your Michelangelo, and this is the type of allies that you want to pair up with him. You want to make the most out of the poisons, you want to make the most out of the HP burn, And understand that is not your typical damage dealer, but he can out-damage your normal damage dealers if you pair him up with the right characters and right relic and the right type of gear. Cursed plus Merciless, Cursed plus Pinpoint is going to be one of the best options. There are a few other options like Impulse would be nice as well if you have a decent amount of accuracy, so you can reset his cooldowns more often, but beyond that, that's just the way it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other ideas how to build up Mikey. I think this is the best way. Always open to criticism. As always, if you guys liked the information on this video, make sure you share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. Once again, make sure you share my QR code and invite your friends and family to join us in Raid. Definitely the best turn-based RPG that we have right now. And that's all for now, guys. I will catch you guys later.